Introduce a very special guest, one of the best two-sport athletes in the state of Minnesota, Daniel Freitag. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I guess we'll kind of start with there. You obviously are a top basketball recruit. You got a few offers, and you're also receiving interest for football. How do you kind of handle playing, I guess, two sports at a pretty high level in high school? And have you ever faced, I guess, any challenges with that?
I've always played two sports, so I'm used to it now. Although with the higher level that I'm playing at, it's a lot on your body. So, we're getting into learning more about recovery and stuff like that. So, we definitely have things to learn, body wise and such. So, but it's been great recently though.
Yeah, speaking of your body, you broke your collarbone last fall playing football. I guess how kind of was that experience for you? Was that like your first major injury? And I guess how did you handle that?
Yeah, it was my first major injury. I broke my collarbone in the first play or the first game of the season. So, it was a lot mentally, but once I got back to normal, which was pretty fast, before the doctors expected, it was great. I not too much to handle, but yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. So on your your recruiting page, it says you're originally from Alexandria, Minnesota. Did you move to Bloomington, or I guess what's that situation?
So I go to Jefferson High School, and apparently there's a Jefferson in Alexandria. So whoever was the first to create my profile, they put me under Alexandria for some reason. But yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. I just wanted to know that. So um, was there? I'm kind of always interested in this with like big time high school athletes. Was there a point where it kind of, I guess, hit you that you knew you could at least play sports at the next level, and you knew you were like a high level athlete? Because like for me, there was a point where I kind of realized I wasn't. So I guess did you
Um,
feel the other side? Was it like a camp or a game or something?
it's hard for me to realize stuff like that. Like it still hasn't really hit me that like I can attend these colleges still and play basketball, at these levels. So I don't know. I'd say the biggest like wow moment where I kind of realized or whatever was my first scholarship to Wisconsin. But even then, like it still doesn't feel real, even after four scholarships.
Yeah, I guess going into that, what was kind of the feeling, I guess, when you got that first scholarship? Could you like even put it into words, I guess?
It was like I don't know. I've said from day one, like it's unreal. Like it still doesn't. I still don't feel like I can literally go and play basketball there. Um, it was a moment where I didn't know what to do. My mom wasn't with me, so it didn't feel real then. But I'm just in a different state, and they told me that they'd like to offer me, and it was just like I don't know. I can't even put it into words.
Yeah, I would imagine it's crazy. Kind of when you got that first offer, did anything, I guess, change for you like around school and like every day? Like, were people starting to treat you any different, or I guess did people like expect that from you?
So I actually got the offer during summer, so I wasn't able to like get the congrats the next day at school. But there's definitely been some switches that have been flipped, walking through the halls and stuff like that. But they were super supportive about Iowa State. I ended up going to school right after that, and everyone was super hype about that. And then the Baylor offer that I just received, I went to school the next day, and people were super hyped for me then too. So just constant congrats and stuff like that.
Yeah. So you're on Howard Pulley for your AU team for basketball. That's obviously like the highest level of high school basketball. You're playing in the EYBL. I guess kind of how has that whole experience been for you, and how have you handled that?
It's been great. I've been with Howard Pulley under maybe some different names for the past few years, but playing on that circuit, it's in my opinion the best circuit to play on, the Nike circuit. But it's been great. we're doing pretty average as a team at the moment, but I know what we can do, and once we pick it up, I know what we will do. So, once that time comes, we'll be scary for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, who do you think the best player that I guess you've played against on that circuit has been?
I'd say Taha Pettiford. He was on NH Lightning when I was a freshman, when we were freshmen, and then I believe he plays 17U now. But I remember he's a lefty, he's a guard, he was quick, uh, stellar jump shot. He could what struck me, he could do floaters with both hands. I don't think too many people were, used to that at that age. And, I'm not just talking regular floaters, like just right in your face with his right, off of his right foot, left foot. He seems very, very skilled. Potential is crazy for him.
Yeah, definitely. So you're obviously very early in the recruiting process. You're only going to be a junior next year. But I guess at this point, I guess what are you like looking for like in a school? Because like when I picked a college, it was just obviously like location because I wasn't playing sports. So I guess how do you, I guess at this point, kind of realize uh the difference between like a program, location, and school?
Me and my mom have, discussed that. I think for me, it's just like what makes me feel good on the court. So, I've realized that the more comfortable I am with my teammates, my coaches, everyone around me is, how well I play. So, for my high school team, I'm super comfortable. And so I'll go out and play my best ball, and I've played on teams where that's not the case, and I can't excel. So, just how comfortable they make me feel. With that, how much of a at home feeling there is, the relationship between the players and coaches and such, that makes all the difference for me.
Yeah. So obviously Minnesota, they just their last recruiting class, they had three guys from Minnesota, and they've been getting some Minnesota guys in the transfer portal. I guess from your point of view, does that impact, I guess, your decision at all? Are you seeing that and you're like that changes your opinion on Minnesota, or is it still just about how they recruit, I guess, you as a person?
I think we're facing some technical difficulties. You lagged out for about 10 seconds there.
All right, I'll just ask it again.
Yeah.
No worries. So Minnesota, they just had obviously they've been starting to get a few more Minnesota guys, three in the last class, few transfers. I guess from your point of view, does that change your opinion on Minnesota, or does it still really matter how they're recruiting you as a player and a person?
Ben Johnson has done a great job of getting his Minnesota guys, and so I've definitely noted that. And then they extended an offer to Isaac Asuma, who's also a Minnesota guy. So I definitely, I'm taking note of what they're doing. It's making an impact for sure. But I don't know if it. I mean, we'll see once time goes by and there's more offers to be handed out in my class, because then I'll know the guys. I'll know, I'll have a relationship with some of them, or so I guess we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, definitely. So something I always find interesting when you're play, you obviously play a skill position in football, and you play very well in basketball. Do you ever know, I guess, your stats during a game? Uh, like, do you in your head are you like, okay, I'm at like 25 points, or you just kind of play?
So I remember when I was younger, I was super big on that because we never had somebody to track it. So I'm asking my mom immediately and stuff like that. But recently with our scoreboard or whatever, it has our points and such. So I end up, I might take a peek every now and then just to see, like, am I having the game I think I'm having? Do I got to step it up? But I'm mainly looking at that, that team's scoreboard and such. But I don't see myself doing it too much in football, partially because I only got that one game. But you know,
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
definitely, yeah, died down a little bit since it's all track now.
For sure. I guess are there any guys at the next level for football or basketball, any athletes that you like to, I guess, look up to and take some stuff from their game?
That's a good question. So I've heard that question on basketball, but I've never thought about that on football. There's not too many guys I look at for basketball, purely because I shot 11 3-pointers in my freshman season as a whole, and I'm having games where I'm hitting 7 or 8, now. So my game's changing, all the time. So for me to like try to mirror it off of somebody else, like it'd be really tough because I'm still figuring out my own game, my own strengths and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I don't think there's too many people at the basketball. And then I guess I've just never thought about it for football. I have an older brother who plays football, so I guess I probably try to take some things from him.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Obviously you're receiving more interest recruiting wise for basketball, but I guess have you ever thought of playing both at the next level, or kind of what's your decision or guess outlook for that for you as like a prospect, I guess?
I never thought about that. I barely knew it was a thing until a football coach came into our high school and was talking to me and my coach, and he said like, we would legit love to have you play both here. And I didn't know what to say. I never thought about that. I don't know too much about it, so I guess I'd have to look into it more. But I mean, I wouldn't be against it, although, the main goal is to play professional, whether that's football or basketball. So I may only end up, choosing one, but
Yeah. You mentioned that you also do track. I guess what events are you doing for that this spring?
so I run the 100, the 200, and then me and my buddy are trying high jump just because, our coach tells us all the time, like if you can dunk, you're probably a pretty good high jumper. So
Yeah, definitely. So I guess last question I'll get you on. How would you kind of describe your game, football or basketball, to someone I guess who's never seen you play before?
for basketball, I'm a point guard, 6'3". I excel at getting to the rim and finishing, but also creating for my teammates. I have intense defense, and I care for the little things. I have the fundamentals and stuff like that. And then improving jump shot. I brought it from 20 something percent freshman year to 40 this year. So we're making improvements on the jump shot. But then for football wise, there's I don't know. I've never been asked that question. I'd say catching traffic, 99 overall, I guess you could say. I think I excel at that, just playing catch with my brothers and stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah, well, I think that's all I got for you today. I really appreciate you taking the time and hopping on here. I I'll be looking forward to, I guess, keeping up with the rest of your career.
yeah, thank you.
Awesome.